Yay, we're live. I'll get better at this. So happy Galentine's Day / Valentine's Day. This is the week of love. We should be celebrating love every single day, obviously, but the Hallmark company needed another holiday between Christmas and Mother's Day, so we're celebrating it anyway. So I've been talking about doing this type of a show for a long time, and I feel like, and then it popped in my head, oh, like Valentine's Day is coming up. Bet do it then. So today we'll be ranking our romance tropes. So when we're ranking this, feel free to play along with us. As you can see, we have different types of topics on this side. Sorry, I should say the different types of tier rankings. And just think about like the books that you've read or like the movies that you've seen and the types of tropes that your favorite rom-coms have had or your favorite romantic movies. So this should be a lot of fun. And we'll see if a lot of us agree or if we disagree. And we'll see where we're pretty much like mid at. This should be lots of fun. I have my lovely co-host here, Gabby and Cynthia. Yay! Say hi. Okay. So let us start with age gap. Age gap. How are we going to be ranking age gap? Do we forever love? Do we strongly like? Is it a toss-up? Do we dislike it? Or do we want to take it away forever because it absolutely sucks every time?
It's a toss-up for me.
Same.
I've
read some good age gaps and then some really bad ones. So
yeah, cool. Yeah. I mean, when I thought about it, I thought about like because I like to read historical romances, and a lot of the times the men are usually like 9-10 years older, but they never come off like too like old and creepy. It kind of works on their personality level. And then when we read Tis the Season, that age gap was like 14 years, and that didn't like the age in that story is not what came off creepy to me. So I was okay with those. But I know that if I read a book where there's like a 17-year-old getting with a 40-year-old, it's just like,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I like think of because I watched these recently, Sabrina, and that has like an age gap romance because like even in the original, it's like Audrey Hepburn and Humphrey Bogart, and then in the newer one, it's Julia Ormond and Harrison Ford. And I just like love that romance. So like I was thinking of that with age gaps, and I'm like, that's one I really love. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Do you have any examples that you wanted to talk about, Cynthia?
Something
that you like?
I can't think of the name of the book because I've read. Oh my God, I'm blanking right now. No, just don't worry about it. I'm blanking on everything.
It's okay. Next up, we have celebrity romance. How do we feel about this one?
It's between like dislike and a toss-up to me. I don't know.
You gotta choose. That's the point of a tiering.
It's like a toss-up for me. This is the same book that I'm thinking the same book that I read with the age gap. It's How to Fake It in Hollywood.
Is it the one that's like low-key sad actually?
No, it's the one that's like based off that GQ interview with Chris Evans.
Oh, okay.
There's age gap and he's a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's a single dad, or like he's a parent. But the kids aren't really involved.
Okay,
I would say
I'm saying dislike. And Cynthia?
Toss up for me.
Okay, so
I really like that book. That book was really good.
I lose. Okay, it's a toss up. It's fine. Majority rules, yay! Okay, next up we have Billionaire. So self-explanatory again. Most of the time I will say the one who's a billionaire is the main guy, the hero. How do we feel about those stories? What are we ranking it?
I feel like the only billionaire story I've read is like 50 Shades of Grey, and I don't really care.
That's like the first thing that came to mind too.
Yeah, I haven't really read any like billionaire. Like I want to read Terms and Conditions and Fine Print, which I know that has to do with like billionaires, or well, like I don't know. I've never really read any other books like that.
Is it just me, or like are a lot of the billionaire books like also like BDSM books too? right?
Mm,
There's like that correlation. I mean, the only reason I like the billionaire thing is like the fantasy of like being with a rich person who will like give you a bunch of gifts. But like,
mhm.
I don't like
Take
the
you.
control part.
Yeah,
That's
I
about
mean,
it.
I think about 50 Shades too, but late last year I did binge Anna Huang's Twisted series, and I think pretty much all the guys are millionaires slash billionaires. And it's like you said, Gabby, it's really nice because in each of those, at some point the guy takes the girl on some trip. Is it like Costa Rica or Italy? So it's like, well, I mean, reading romance, part of it is like wish fulfillment and like it's a fantasy. So um I don't hate it, but I'm also not always looking for it. I most of the time I look for like small town stuff actually. So
I
yeah.
would say it's a toss up.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no opinion because I've literally only read 50 Shades of Grey. So based off of that, it's a toss up, I guess. Whatever.
All right. I love how you're making decisions. Okay. That's fair. Next up we have cheating.
Take it away.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, that was like bottom of my list.
Immediately, no.
No.
oh,
There's nothing romantic about that. Like,
okay, first of all, disclaimer, I agree. And I actually saw a recommendation because I follow like a lot of people on BookTube, and Jessica from Peace Love Books, who's a great creator, I saw that she made a recommendation video based on books that have cheating. And I was surprised by how many comments were like, yes, thank you. And then I commented saying, y'all actually look for this in a book?
Maybe they want something to relate to.
So
like, wait,
I kept seeing that like they like the drama and the messiness and the angstiness that it brings. And that makes sense for them. But for me, I know like I like my books to be low angst and like not have so much like external conflict. So that's why I don't like cheating.
I just don't see how you can come back to a relationship, like make me like the person again after they like cheated. Like it's like, no, I don't like you anymore.
I agree.
I was gonna ask, like, do they have like redemptive arcs? And like, how do you? I mean,
I would assume, yeah. I mean, because it's a
I
romance
read,
novel, so
I read one by
Yeah.
Colleen Hoover. I'm not gonna say because it's not. I'm not gonna say which one because I don't want to like ruin it. But there is cheating and there is like a redemption and like a whole thing that's like supposed to be romantic. But I was really put off by it.
yeah.
Like immediately, I was like, all right, I'm over you. Bye.
It's a no for me. It gives me the ick. I am.
Yeah.
If any angsty lovers watch this video and you love it, sorry, we're not sorry. It's not. It doesn't work for us. Enemies to lovers, which is, I would argue and say it's one of the most popular tropes. How do we feel about this one?
I forever love it.
Yeah.
It just works. What is it about?
It's so good.
It is. But I will call out the marketing, because lots of books will market it as enemies to lovers, and it's mostly like dislike to lovers, or it's usually like the girl's holding a grudge and she hates him, but he has been in love with her the whole time. So it's not like really an enemies to lovers. So
It's like the one we read last month.
Which one?
Last month.
Two wrongs make a right.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really hate each other.
Lovers
It was like
very flimsy. It was like it was not true enemies to lovers.
No.
Very flimsy. But see, even with the show that we love, it has to be done well. It has to be done right.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I do love, and I do like it though, just because like there's like conflict and tension like right at the start, and then like they're bringing out like the worst in each other, and then like you just get to watch them eventually bring out the best in each other, and I think it's like super satisfying to read. So like, yeah. Anyway, that's my little spiel on enemies to lovers.
I agree. I think like the best one I've read, which isn't a very popular, it's like a hit or miss with everybody, is The Love Deception.
I like that one.
Me too. And that was like a true enemies to lovers, and I really liked it. Wait, no, The Love Deception.
So like we find out that it's
right?
time, but he doesn't let her know that till like almost. But that one worked for me. Even though, remember, Cynthia, when we buddy read that, it took me a while to like that book.
I know, because you kept saying that he was so mean, but I'm like, no, but like he likes her. That's the whole thing.
Here's the thing. Why can't you just say something?
Because then it wouldn't be an enemies to lovers.
It's just frustrating because, well, it's on her too, because she wouldn't ask, like, she never asked him, why are you volunteering to come with me to my family wedding if you do not like me? Like, I would ask that question.
Because obviously he did. If he wanted to, he would. That is the definition of him.
Toxic TikTok advice. Cool. I'm glad we could agree that it is a trope that we all love. It is fun. It is top tier. Forever love. Next up, we have fake dating. How do I feel about this one?
I'll forever love it. I always love fake dating.
I feel like lately it's a miss for me because I think I've gotten, as I read more, I've gotten harsher on it. And I think like the author now to me has to make like a really good reason why these two should be fake dating each other. Because if it's like an adult novel, what's the reason? Usually it's because of like someone's job. Like, I need to be married and to be pretending to be in a couple to get this promotion. And it's like, wait, what? Or it's like how it happened in our last book club meeting. I almost forgot by the end that this was a fake dating novel. That did not work.
Well, that one didn't work. But like,
No.
I think when it's done well, it's like super good. And I just like, I don't know. I like how they're like, it's almost like enemies to lovers usually, because like usually I think these overlap a lot because they kind of don't like each other. But they're just like, a fake date, and then eventually, like, you know, being in forced proximity, they're like, oh wait,
I just can't remember the last one I really loved.
I think when I think of like fake dating and the enemies to lovers overlap, I only think of The Hating Game.
Yeah.
And I feel like that one, I like that book. I think I'm gonna say strongly like, because I don't forever love it, because sometimes they don't do it right. And it just comes off like, why are you fake dating? You're really dating.
Okay. So you have strongly like.
Yeah.
Gabby has forever love. And then I dislike it. So that's a toss up because none of us agree. Awesome. Ooh, we're keeping it unpredictable. I like this. And then next up we have forbidden romance. How are we feeling about this? And I feel like honestly,
can you define that?
Yeah, right. Because I see it as like an umbrella because a lot of different things can fall under forbidden romance. Because like, forbidden romance, for example, boss employee. Some people see that as like a forbidden romance because it's inappropriate. I could think of a book where that actually worked out for me because they didn't know it was like, it's like, the next day you're my boss, and it's like, oh shit, you're my employee. So that worked for me. More forbidden is like teacher student, which I haven't read any of those, but I feel like that would actually give me the ick, and I probably wouldn't read that. Forbidden romance in fantasy, a lot of times with like a witch or a vampire because they can't be together, or a vampire and human. That's more forbidden stuff. Maybe it's like a class difference thing or like a socioeconomics, like somebody's rich and the other one's poor, so they feel a way about it. Forbidden romance. I give you a lot of examples.
I'm going through my Rolodex of books to see if I read anything like that, but I don't know.
I mean, I do like I love like, I don't know if you guys read A Discovery of Witches. I mean, that was like a really good forbidden romance. But then there's like, you know, I mean, if you look into like the other like subsections of it that are like more on the taboo side, like the teacher student and stuff like that, then it's like, like I'm like, no. So I don't know, maybe it's like a toss up because it's just like, it's, you know what I mean? It's like there's like really bad ones and then there's like really, really good ones.
Yeah, like there's like a big spectrum in that trope.
I think it depends how it's written. That's my aunt. It's a live show. I think I have to say Forever Love because I think it always creates really great tension. Like The one that I'm thinking of, the boss employee one was a historical romance, but they meet as strangers on a ship, and they have like a one night hookup thing, and he's a developer and she's the architect, and they don't actually know each other identity until they meet like a few days later when she's walking into the building and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And she's like, "I'm the architect," and he's like, "What?" So it didn't, because I mean it's kind of like the whole like McDreamy and Meredith thing where like she didn't know that she slept with her boss. So they kind of have like that like tension. It's like we gotta stay away, we can't do this, but then it's like he can't help himself. He's like, fuck it, this is what I want to do. So I think it can make the story very enticing and fun, and it kind of ups the sexual chemistry as well. So I like it. So I said Forever Love. Gabby said what?
It's a toss up.
And then Cynthia?
Yeah, I think it's a toss-up.
I lose. Where is it? What did I say? Oh, general. And next up we have Friends to Lovers. Self-explanatory. I can only literally think of one book where this trope worked for me.
I would say dislike, because I only like one Friends to Lovers book too.
Me too. Which one?
The People We Meet on Vacation.
Me too. That's my favorite.
It's like the best one, and that's the only one I've like of all the ones I've read. It's like that one. I'm like,
I
that's
agree.
solid.
Someone told me to read Love in Other Words because it's supposed to be like similar. It's not.
Okay.
It's not. But I love People We Meet on Vacation. It's like my favorite. What about you, Melissa?
It's not a trope. It's a trope that I'll read, but it always mostly disappoints me.
But which one's the one that you're thinking, the book?
Oh, it's actually Wolf Gone Wild, and it's because they don't start as friends. So you get to meet them as strangers who meet each other, and then they become friends, and then they're like, "Oh, I think I want more than friendship." Like you get to see, like, I mean, ideally, it's how it would happen IRL. So you get to see like the whole journey of them. So I think that's why I liked it, because they were actually strangers, friends, celebrities. So that's the one book.
I liked that book, but like I didn't think of it as Friends to Lovers just because like you said it started as strangers. Where I think like People We Meet on Vacation, like they're best friends who are like, you know.
I have a problem
with someone's best friends though. Like that's why I DNF'd Lovelight. Like they were best friends for like 10 years.
But the thing with People We Meet on Vacation, it's like it goes through flashbacks. So you're like, you start off in the middle of a fallout. Like you don't know what happened.
That sounds
and
like
they don't really talk anymore.
Wouldn't like, I don't like flashbacks.
Oh, well.
It's
You should have put
like,
that as a trope because I love flashbacks.
I like flashbacks too. I like when they play with the timeline. Like it's interesting.
Yeah. We'll just put this one as dislike because it's just not something that we really like. Cool. So next up, Friends with Benefits. How do I feel about this one?
I don't think I've read any book with Friends to Benefits.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. I can't think of any.
Well,
like
Gabby, I would say most of Joanna Hugh's books.
Huh?
What?
No, I was saying to Gabby, I think most of Joanna Shute's books are like Friends with Benefits.
Oh, I don't really read.
I would argue that.
You can. I think like the first one you recommended to me was definitely that when she was like getting her sex lessons from the guy.
Yeah, yeah, and then also Bride Goes Rogue. Like they're only trying to have relations, and it's kind of how Duke gets even. Did I just spoil it for you? Sorry.
Don't. You know, I'm like only on the second chapter. Don't say.
Wow.
You know how it's gonna go. At some point, they will.
I could figure. Yeah, I mean, I have an idea. So it's fine.
Yeah.
I would say strongly like.
Okay.
I literally have no opinion because I've never read a book with Friends with Benefits.
Really?
I mean, if you guys have any recommendations, but I really don't have any.
Well, the one that's for our book club this month.
It is? Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I haven't started yet because it's too early. Okay, so are you neutral?
Yeah. I have no opinion on it.
I'm gonna say Forever Love. And then Gabby said strongly like. Gabby, just put Forever Love. Because then I don't know how to rate this.
Well, because like it's like 7th on my whole list, so it's like kind of low. But like, okay, fine. We can do Forever Love if you want.
Yay, I love
Because you remind me of the Joanna Shoot books now, and if we're categorizing those, then it kind of like I like it more.
Love at First Sight.
Bye. Take it away.
Yeah, I know. Take it away.
So I've already lost this, but here's my argument. Here's my argument. I was gonna say it only works in like paranormal romances, but in paranormal romances, it's usually like a fated mates type of thing, which is kind of like Love at First Sight. I think kind of, sort of. I mean, the romance gods will like shudder me for this, but I feel like that only works in a paranormal setting, and it's kind of like how Juliet Cross's books are. And I really like her writing, and she writes like good banter and really good spicy scenes. And I also recently read a contemporary book by an author whose name is escaping me now, where it's about a family of siblings who have this curse where they meet their person and then they fall in love at first sight. And there was one book where the guy, he's the one who has this curse. And when he sees the girl who happens to be on a wheelchair, like he knows from the moment that he meets her, but like he does nothing about it for like 4 or 5 years because she's like not at that place. Like she's not like emotionally ready. So in that sense, in that story, I was able to still get like my pining hero because I always love it when the guy falls first and like he's the one that's like waiting and like loving. So like in that book, it actually worked for me because they weren't like in love with each other at first sight, but he was the one that loved her like from the beginning. So that book worked for me. So in that instance, that is why I wouldn't say that I will take it away for forever. So.
I mean, I guess
I want to know. It's called Baking Me Crazy. Is that book? Yeah.
I feel like like Twilight was like Love at First Sight, right?
Yeah, I'm saying like in the paranormal romances is where it's not so cringy.
Yeah, because it's like all instinctual or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess like when I see Love at First Sight, I just think of like contemporary, like insta love, and I'm just like,
yeah, no, I try to think about it like across the subgenres as well. Yeah. So, the final verdict.
I'll take it away. I don't like it.
And
I'll like level up to dislike.
So this like okay. I'll put it a toss up because
I feel like all of these are gonna be a toss up.
I know. Where is it? Okay, Love at First Sight. There we go. Yeah, because we all have different opinions on it. Yay. Miscommunication.
Take it
How are
away.
you feeling about it?
Take it away, yeah.
I hate it. I feel like that goes with cheating, though. Like, go away.
Here's my thing, though. I feel like almost every book that we read has miscommunication. So it's like, how can we say take it away when we keep reading the books? You know what I mean?
Because we hate that part of the book. We just talked about it last month. We hated that part of the book.
It's just so frustrating because it's like you could see it coming a mile away that they're just gonna like not say what they really mean, and then they're just gonna confuse each other. It's just like a tired way to create conflict in like the third act.
Yeah. I agree, and I will also add that because of what I just said, like if we're going to have it, I much prefer if it doesn't last so long because I've read some books where they were like it would be solved if they had a simple conversation, but they spend maybe like weeks, months just not talking, and then I get really angry. But if it's like in the moment, or if it's like the next day, then like I forgive it faster. But yeah, generally it's not something that I enjoy as well. especially when the communication happens like 90% in, and you feel like it's like a way for the author to add some sort of conflict, and then like in like the last 10% it's already resolved. That's also kind of whack. So take it away forever. Bye. Next up, we have Opposites Attract. Fire and Ice. How do we feel?
I would say Forever Love.
Yeah.
Say it. It's like enemies to lovers.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, or like Grumpy Sunshine, or like Introvert Extrovert, like Don't Hex and Drive. Gabby, read that book.
I know, I have it.
Yay! They're so cute in that book. Okay. Yay! I love it. It's like a top tier, god tier trope. Never stop writing it, people. Next up, we have Second Chance. How we
I
feel?
dislike it.
Yeah, dislike.
I can only think of one book that I like this from, but I generally avoid reading second chance romances. So, where is it so I can find it? Is it not here? Does anybody
all like looking?
What did you say?
No, like we're all like putting our heads to the camera to help you find it.
Right here. It's right here. What did we say? Dislike?
Dislike, yeah.
And what did I say? Oh, I like one book. So then, okay, so then that's dislike. And then next up, do we want to explain why we don't like Second Chance?
I feel like it's always something to do with like cheating or like a miscommunication, and that's dumb. I don't know. I don't care for it. Like
the one that I like has no cheating or miscommunication.
Well, the ones I've read.
I'm saying some authors get it.
Well, you know what? I lied because I still read that book. What was it called? Something about in June. 7 Days in June.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a second chance, and it's because like they knew each other in high school or something, and they grew up, and then they reconnected. I didn't care for it either.
Okay.
I don't care for those books. Like Second Chance, like you have history already. Like no thanks.
Yeah. All right. Next up we have Secret Identity. So it's kind of like a You've Got Mail situation. Usually, someone is mistaken for somebody else, or someone is lying about being somebody else, or sometimes it could be a situation where they don't know that they're talking to each other, kind of like Love on the Brain. So there's like different types of secret identity books or movies.
Like, is Wuthering Heights secret identity book then?
I haven't read or watched Wuthering Heights. I know I'm scum.
I mean,
Scum.
sort of.
Right, because he like comes back and she doesn't know who he is, right?
Yeah, and he's not very forthcoming about it.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I would say, yeah. I mean, I just like don't. I can't like. I know you gave examples that I've read, but like, I just don't see that trope like kind of coming out to me as something I particularly like about those books. If that makes sense. So, like, I could do without them almost.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe dislike for me.
It's gonna be a toss-up for me. So I think that's 2 toss-ups. Because I do like it when if they don't know they're talking to each other, but I don't like it if someone is lying and manipulating someone, because I think, again, the author has to work really hard at justifying why that person's lying. Because otherwise, just lying to somebody that you're falling in love with is just like a no-go for me. So, next up, Sibling's Best Friend, which I would say is another type of forbidden romance. There you go. How do we feel about it?
I don't think I've read a book like that.
Like, it's like brother's best friend. You must have. This is such a good.
I haven't.
I probably have like. I don't know. There's probably like a Tessa Bailey book that has that I probably read that I don't really remember. I think it's like a toss up for me. Like I don't really seek out those books, but I don't necessarily like hate them. I just like like me like it being a sibling's best friend is not like the motive or like the thing that makes me want to read it. It's probably like whatever else is going on in it.
I mean, it doesn't bother me. I would read it. I just haven't read any.
I feel like you must have.
I haven't. None of the books I've read, nobody has siblings. And if they do, nobody's dating the sibling.
I just thought of the Tessa Bailey book.
Which one?
It took me like 50% to like for 50% I did not like the hero. It's called Fix Her Up.
Oh yeah, no, I never read it. I know you told me about it, but I haven't read it.
Yeah. I kept reading it because I like the heroine. I'm gonna say I like it because I like forbidden romance. I do. So I'll put strongly like, and then Gabby,
Toss up.
and then Cynthia.
Toss up.
Okay, we have toss up.
Because I haven't read it, but I would.
Okay, but you would. Okay, I like that. Slow burn romance. How do we feel?
I would say strongly like.
I would say Forever Love. I love a slow burn. A good slow burn is my favorite.
I will say the last one we read was Slow Burn too, and that book did not work.
But that one wasn't. I don't know. I don't feel like that's a slow burn.
They did not bang till chapter 33.
Yeah, but I don't feel like that's a slow burn. There wasn't any like tension building up.
Yeah,
It's
there
not like
was
the Spanish Love Deception. That was like building up and
That
building
was
up.
a slow burn. Yeah,
Slow burn.
I wouldn't categorize the last book we read as a slow burn. It just like took its time to do something.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Literally, none of the tropes that we've talked about, I wouldn't put any trope on that book because it's so like, what the heck?
I'm gonna say I prefer a medium burn, because a lot of times slow burns, it doesn't pay off.
I mean,
What?
No, I said I love the slow burn in like Bridgerton season 2. I know I'm like that's not the popular opinion, but like that works for me. So I would say strongly like because I don't always like it and it's not always done well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it doesn't turn me off. Like if a book is a slow burn, I could read it.
I think we all three of us have different answers, right?
Mm-hmm. I love it. I loved it in Beach Read. I loved it in Book Lovers. I just love a slow burn, and I love Emily Henry.
You're telling me, do not read Emily Henry.
Why? It's so good. She is such
I prefer medium burns.
But her books are really good. Like she does really good characterization, and like the banter is really good. Like it actually like makes me laugh, which like is pretty rare. Because sometimes dialogue is just kind of dumb or silly, and hers is like really like snappy and funny.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like, I don't know, it feels like more real, at least to me. Like it doesn't feel like, okay, nobody really talks like this.
Right, exactly.
I like it.
Playing as a toss-up because we all disagree on the same answer. So, Soulmates. Yeah, again, I kind of already talked about this, but I think we mostly see this in paranormal romance. It's kind of like Twilight and whatnot. In the Stay Spell series that I've been talking about for like months now. Yeah, how do you feel?
I would say dislike. Like, I guess in paranormal stuff, like that's the only time I'll like it. Like in contemporary fiction, no.
Yeah,
but
I agree. I don't like it.
I would say because I only I only tolerate it in paranormal. So
I feel like even in paranormal, I'm like, oh, eye roll.
We were obsessed with fucking Twilight, bitch. Please.
Yes, but I was also like 18.
So do you not value that time in your life?
Okay, I read it again as an adult, and I'm like,
you read Midnight Sun.
I read Midnight Sun as an adult, and I'm like, okay, eye roll.
Look, I couldn't finish Midnight Sun.
I couldn't finish either.
It was like
she is long-winded.
Oh, she's so long-winded. And it's like, I don't know, if this came out when I was like 18 or 20 or whenever I was really into this, like
when she should have.
Yeah, I would have devoured it like 3-4 times, but like now I'm just like I can't. Sorry.
I didn't finish it either.
And then also I've read A Court of Thorns and the Mist and Fury one, and that has soulmate tropes in it, like mates. I'm not a fan of it.
Okay, so that's 2 dislikes?
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we have tragic ending. So tragic ending, kind of think of it as like a death, which I would say are not true romance novels. You know,
Like every Nicholas Sparks book has a tragic ending.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Take It Away Forever. It sucks because I'm not reading to be sad.
Same. I don't like them either. Like not for romance. Like
It's
I mean,
not.
I'll read a tragic book, but like
Yeah, I agree.
I really like The Notebook.
I don't think that one's as tragic though. Like it's like sweet.
Together.
Huh?
Yeah.
They die together. So that's different. Because they literally grow old.
Okay, I guess.
It's like what everyone wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she does get like what dementia or Alzheimer's, so that's kind of sad. But like,
That's
yeah,
so sad.
but they do die together, and I mean, they do spend most of their lives together. Like, you know, they figure things out. So
Yeah.
I always say,
No, I guess Take It Away, because like I don't really go for books. Well, no, because I've read a bunch of Colleen Hoovers that are tragic, but you know she loves to do that. But it doesn't have an ending that's tragic. There's just like tragedy in it.
Yeah.
but are those
Just take it away.
romances though?
Those are not romances.
What would you say?
They're not romances.
They are. They are. They are.
It's trauma porn.
It is trauma porn, but it is romance.
I'm happy to Take It Away Forever. It sucks. Okay. Next up, we have Unrequited Love. So, it usually means that someone's in love with somebody and the other person doesn't love them back or doesn't know about it. Yeah, how do I feel about this?
Wait, so does it like end that way? I was like confused about that trope. I don't think I've ever really read one that was unrequited all the way through.
Yeah, so usually somebody, the guy or the girl has like a long-standing crush, or they're like in love with that person. And the other person's kind of like oblivious. So sometimes you'll see that like in a brother's best friend book, where the little sister likes the brother's best friend. She's had like this longest crush on him, and the guy doesn't know. Or maybe somebody has a best friend that they actually secretly love.
But do they end up together?
Oh yeah, it's a romance novel. Yes.
It's okay. I would say toss up.
Yeah. I don't think I've read any.
Yeah, because usually you eventually find out that they both liked each other the whole time. Most books.
Yeah.
So like the unrequited part isn't actually unrequited, you know.
It's either that or like the other person didn't know, and it's like at the present time in the book is when they're actually like falling for that person.
But then that's like most of those romance books is like they don't know that the other person likes them yet.
I mean, not always, because like in Enemies to Lovers, like they start out hating each other.
True.
Okay, I will say I don't like it when it's on the girl's side. Like if the girl is the one who has the crush and is like pining for the guy, I don't like the book.
Because you like the guy pining.
I like the guy pining, and I like seeing the guy like pursuing and like going after the girl. Yeah.
I mean, I'm the same way. Like I like the guy to pine more than the girl to pine.
Yeah.
So like, yeah.
So what did you guys choose?
I said toss up. I think. Did I even say? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no opinion on this one. Because like I don't think I've read it any like that.
I think you may have, but you may not have realized it.
Like unrequited, like the guy really, or like the girl really likes the guy, and the guy's like not about it. No.
I think we were texting about one once. Wasn't it? Yeah, it's a Love Light book because we can't see his POV.
Which one?
He's like crushing on him. Love Light Farms.
But it wasn't Unrequited.
To me, it was, and I DNF'd the book.
No, it wasn't. He was like about it. His actions were speaking for him.
I didn't see his perspective.
Okay, but you don't have to see his perspective. You can tell by his actions. If he wanted to, he would.
That's not always true.
Yes, it's always true. Trust me.
Okay. We need to make a decision. Where are we putting this?
Oh, I see
Gabby
toss
said
up.
toss up.
Yeah, I said toss up.
Cynthia said what?
Toss up.
Fine. Oh my god. How is this mostly toss up show? What are we doing? Okay. Well, workplace romance.
I'm gonna say Forever Love.
I'm gonna say Spanish Love Deception is a workplace romance.
Yeah.
Do you also forever love, Cynthia?
Yeah, I'm only thinking of 2 books that I've read like that, and it's like I like them both. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Cool. Does anybody care to do like a couple of more like bonus rounds? Because that way you weren't even prepared. Ready? We'll just do it on the fly. Let's see. Arranged marriage. How we feel about it?
I dislike it.
Yeah, dislike.
Okay. Love triangle.
Take it away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bodyguard romance.
I haven't read one.
Dislike.
I've read one, and that's an Anna Wong series, and I mostly liked it.
I read The Bodyguard. I think that's what it was called, which was also a celebrity trope as well. And it was okay. I didn't really care for it.
I've literally only read one. Gabby said she dislikes. Okay, Cynthia, you have to break the tie.
Oh, it was a toss up for me because I don't know.
Oh my god.
I've never read one. I don't think I will. Actually,
No.
I won't.
I'm saying oh my god at the toss up one. Forced proximity.
Oh, Forever Love.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Give me a 1-bed trope, please.
yeah. Love that. Teacher student.
Take it away.
Yeah, too
I
bad.
don't like the uneven power dynamics. Makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's just kind of too much. Mutual pining.
I would say strongly like.
I agree. Ooh, finally. I think that's the only one that's on strongly like, and it wasn't in any of our original rankings. Banter is on here. That's funny. Like, who doesn't like banter? Hello, Forever Love, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Nicknames is a good one. I actually realized I don't like them if they're not like
Nicknames?
I don't like nicknames. Yeah.
Oh, we spoke about this.
Yeah.
I don't mind them
Gabby.
as long as
I would say strongly like. I like nicknames. I like have a bunch of nicknames for people. It's my thing.
What kind of nicknames do you like, Gabby?
I like really stupid, silly ones.
yeah. Melissa's talking. She doesn't like those. She just likes baby and like babe or something. Like that.
Don't.
I don't like baby or babe.
Last
Don't
book
call
that
me
I
baby.
read, the guy kept calling the girl princess, and I'm like, ugh.
Okay, I wouldn't necessarily
not
like
princess.
princess or like cupcake, but I like just like stupid ones that like.
What's a stupid one to you?
This guy calling her naranja, the orange the whole time.
Yeah, that was funny. I legit was like confused by that because I never heard that story, but like, I think it's funny.
So what did we say?
Also, because it's like when it's like an inside joke, it's like
Yeah.
cute, you know.
Like in Flock, the guy calls her pup. I like it. I think
Calling her dog?
pup, cause she's like young and like she's like new and she's like a little puppy.
Nope. She's a pup? She's a dog? No, that
She's
doesn't
not a
work for
dog.
me.
If you don't,
I do not like that. Do not fucking call me pup.
I like it. I thought it was cute. It fit like them.
No. Do you both strongly like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, this really this hurts me.
As long as it's not baby or babe, I'm good.
This hurts. I haven't read any, but in case you guys have mafia romance,
I haven't read any.
I haven't read any.
I read one. I would say dislike. I don't really like it.
Okay, we'll put it on here for Gabby. Which one did you read?
I forgot what it was called, but he was like a mafioso, and he was like obsessed with this girl. It was a little bit like too Stockholm syndrome to me.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, mafia romance usually goes a little bit into taboo. Last one, we'll do sports romance.
I don't like it.
I've only read
I would say
one.
toss it. It's kind of like the same as Celebrity to me.
Yeah.
I've only read one series, which was
I read The Wall of Winnipeg and Me. I liked it, but I mean, the sports part was like whatever. Like I could do without it. He doesn't have to be a football player.
Cool. All right. So we did our list. Thank you so much, Gabby and Cynthia, for ranking this.
Wait, I have a question.
You just interrupted my outro. Go ahead.
Sorry. What is almost kiss?
I don't even know. I guess in the moment of the book when they are about to kiss and are interrupted.
Height difference.
You know how like a lot of rom-coms.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just reading all of them because I'm like,
Will they or
so
won't
random.
they?
Oh, single parent. No thanks.
Yeah.
Star-crossed flowers. Will they? Won't they? Pregnancy trope is like an immediately no for me too.
Cool.
All right.
We have like a lot of dead air now. Cool. So thank you guys. Thanks, Gabby and Cynthia, for joining me for the romance trope long-awaited list that I have been wanting to make. Yeah, we'll see if we ever do this again. Happy Galentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Give love every single day, not just on one day. All right. Say bye-bye.